So why are we not doing a video today, and why we're doing
Long
this?
story short, I hit a tree today, and so I was like, you know what? I don't really feel up to that right now, so we didn't do that.
What's up, everybody? It is 1 year since I've started making Weiss Schwarz video, and it's been one heck of a roller coaster ride. My niece, if you want to see the rest of that story, it's going to be at the end of this video, along with me talking about the 1 year a lot longer and talking about my friend as well. So we're gonna just throw that all at the end. If you're not gonna watch that, I'm gonna put a timestamp, but if you're not gonna watch that, just know that, I really appreciate everybody that's come along and supported me. I've definitely had a roller coaster ride up to this point. It's been interesting, but also a good time. I'm glad I got to talk to anyone that's come along. It's no ill will towards anybody. It's just been very interesting. But I did enjoy myself. I didn't think I'd be here all this long. I really just came out to help people get into this game and also talk about the issues with this game. And then I thought I would just drift away, but unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your viewpoint, I'm still here because I felt like there's still a need that needs to be fulfilled. So while I'm still here with you all, I'm gonna have a lot of fun, and I hope you do enjoy all of this that comes about from these videos. So again, really appreciate your support and looking forward to another year, and definitely for everybody that's subscribed lately. I'm at 553, which I never again thought that would actually happen. So maybe we'll get to 1,000 one day. I know if I ever get to 1,000, I will say it's going to be fun what we'll be able to do from 1,000. Okay, so there we are. All right, we're gonna get into Wise, but as I say this, I still see from time to time what we're going to talk about is this Hololive Premium Booster Box. And I saw someone on Reddit, I believe you wrote, somebody selling it for 72, should I buy this? And it's like, heck no, do not buy this for $72. The reason for this is you could still get it for $40-ish. $40-ish. I say that because it's in yen, and I don't know what that all converts into, and then there's shipping and all that. So make sure if you are looking for Hololive Super Expo 2022 that you go out here onto either GeekJack or the Hololive official store, because they are actually selling it. At first it was like you had to buy from GeekJack, but now you can actually go through the actual Hololive store. And I want to point out, I had it right here until I zoomed in. Sir M Pineapple wrote in the comments, you can actually order direct from the Hololive site. They made a Twitter announcement that US customers can order from there. You save on shipping, it's $20. I know I had someone else say that as well. Deku Scrub, the official Hololive shop, has them, and shipping is $20. It will be coming out August to September though, so it'll be delayed a bit. Like what is actually happening is this is coming out for Japan. They're going to be printing it, and it will be out there in June. So if you want to buy some of those, there are stores that offer, online stores that offer it. You may be asking me where that is. Again, this is for the new people. Weiss Schwarz Global Community, Facebook. So here it is. You want to make sure to go out there and join the group. I'm going to show you a couple. So we got, this is the other one I referred to, Weiss Schwarz NA Community. And last thing is the Weiss Schwarz Auction Center, where people put up cards or other items and auction them off, right? Like, so it's not even just cards, it's card supplies. So you have sleeves, playmats, all that good stuff. So there's a bunch of stuff there. That's where you will see some of these cards sell. If you don't see it sell on TCG Player, it could possibly be sold through one of these Facebook communities. So go ahead and check that out. Again, I wanted you all to see this, so join up, say hello, and then at the same time, you can find out other players to play with in your area or other stores. And that's where I started telling you before that there are, remember those tournament PR packs? You can try to, like, if you live in Iowa, you can be like, are there any stores in Iowa that holds tournaments or anything like that? Or where can I get these PR packs around my area? So that is how you want to do that. And again, it connects you with the community. From there, you may join the Discord. You may look at Reddit, but that is a starting point for all of you if you have Facebook, okay? All right, I'm going to close these windows because I got a ton of stuff happening today. So next we're going to do is just take a look at the actual product schedule, because we have a lot coming out and it's very important not to lose sight of it all. And I'm going to go through this real quick. So Mushoku Tensei already out there. Bang Dream, I did a video, the buy or invest video on there. So check that out if you haven't seen it. It comes out April 8th. Definitely not going to be one of the stronger ones. It's more for collectors, okay? You'll see all of the different pricing and cards inside of that video. Next is Surprise Set Data Bullet. That thing was supposed to come out in December. It's targeted for April 15th, 2022. Let's have some faith in there. If you like Date A Bullet, or if you like Date A Live, what's inside of this thing, again, just to recap, is deck boxes, card sleeves, deck separator, and a PR card that looks like this, and it's called Derive Answer Kurumi. It is a shiny card, so that is different from the PR. There is another PR that's non-foily of the same card, but this one's going to be your foil version, and that will be coming out April 15th, hopefully. The big one coming up is April 29th. That is Hololive again. Booster box, 7 trial decks. If you haven't seen my buy or invest videos or the intros to all of them, there's like 4 videos. It's a lot, but that explains all of this hopefully for you. If you have any questions, always feel free. Email me, comment. I will either answer you or somebody else will. That happens all the time, so do that. June 17th. So what we have here is April 29th to June 17th. There is a hole because Tokyo Revengers was supposed to actually be in there, but it got pushed back. It wasn't able to come out at the same time. So what's more than likely going to happen is we will see the reprints for Overlord and the time I got reincarnated as a slime in May. That's the thought that's happening right now. If that gets pushed back, then who knows, but we will see. That one, if you don't remember correctly, is they will be taking the signatures that were gold originally and changing it to silver. So in a way, making like a second edition, basically differentiate from the actual first printing of this stuff, okay? Next one, so then June 17th, we got Fate Grand Order Camelot. I don't think it's going to be the strongest set. I'm just going to throw these out here because I do these buy or invest videos later, but Camelot I don't think is like the greatest of set. It's, if you like that series, then yeah, feel free to pick it up. For me, I don't think it's one of the more amazing sets. Like if you just take a look at this product schedule, it's like, it's hard because to put it up against like Tokyo Revengers, Attack on Titan, Quince, even DanMachi, it's pretty brutal. Hololive, it's not a good time for Fate Grand Order. It feels blah right in the middle. So then next we have Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? And that one has your trial deck and booster box. It has some interesting looking cards, as in Hestia might be missing, well, you know how she dresses. It's not like she had a full kind of like outfit going on there anyways, but there are some nice artwork that you could say is on there. So July 15th that comes out. And keep in mind, we got hit with a restriction list. So I know it's out there in Japan. Maybe it'll make some kind of difference over here. It seems like it will. Now that we have that. Tokyo Revengers, July 29th. I've talked about this before. It's pretty insane. It's an aggressive timeline. You have July 15th with a booster box trial deck. You have July 29th with a booster box and trial deck for Tokyo Revengers. And remember, Tokyo Revengers is the one where, because of the artwork in it, some of it had to be censored, you know, the manji symbol. So it had to be censored. So if you actually wanted the full complete artwork, you're going to want to pick up the Japanese version and the English version. That's to have all the actual different cards, because there will be different art in each box. Quintessential Quintuplets 2, that's going to be pretty huge. It's going to be a very strong deck, and at the same time, we saw what happened with Quintessential Quintuplets 1. Overall, the cards were pretty pricey when it came to like the nice collector foily versions. And lastly, there's so much going on. See, like the aggressive time schedule is nuts. It's 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, and then another 2 weeks we have Attack on Titan final season. And what we're getting is booster box, trial deck, supply set. There will be also reprints for Attack on Titan 1 and Attack on Titan number 2, which is gonna be pretty nuts, pretty nuts out there. So as I say this, I want to actually bring up this part, which is Attack on Titan reprints. So I had a person comment to me that told me on Twitter, you know, when I originally did this video on Twitter, that there was a reply back from Weiss Schwarz that said the color on these are going to stay exactly the same, because I know there was a whole lot of speculation about the box itself. The box is going to be these tall boxes. We're not getting the flat boxes that we currently have now. The other side of it was we were wondering about the actual signatures. And right here on the Weiss Schwarz Twitter, let me see. Right here, we got it. Will these sets have gold signatures or will they be silver? And down here it says they will retain their original signature colors. So just to clarify on that one, because after that video when I did it, I had to do all these Hololive ones. I had that person comment on there and I just didn't get around to doing it because I really wanted to get the Hololive stuff out there. But this is JKTCG. For anybody that didn't know, JKTCG is out there. They sold single card sealed boxes for a while there, and now they're gone. But they do leave these pictures up as an archive. So if you actually want to go back and see some of these older sets and all the arts to it, they have high resolution pictures, which is really nice. And this is Attack on Titan Volume 1. As you can see here, the actual cards are your gold signatures. They look nice. Attack on Titan Volume 2, I remember thinking about this, and I'm like, wait a second, they don't have gold signatures, it doesn't matter. I mean, I was like, maybe I'm recalling incorrectly, but you can see Krista having these red signatures, and purple? Would you say purple, maroon? We got that on Mikasa, and then Sasha. I guess that's red in there too. Purple. I don't know. They say like guys have a smaller color range, so there's gonna be girls out there that be like, man, you're blind. And I'm like, yeah, sorry, that's genetics. This is green. We got leave it. You get my point here. So I think with Attack on Titan Volume 1, easily you gotta change those to silver because all of them were gold. With these Attack on Titan 2, yeah, I guess you could have just changed them to silver. What color is this? I guess that would be gold. On Attack on Titan Volume 2, you would have to change that. And I don't know. There was a lot of this speculation about, what was it? That it would require some effort to do that, or the Overlord and the Slime one were just like practice runs or just testing it out to see how people felt about it. And on here it was like, I think they took feedback and said this is the better way to do it, not to make them different, because maybe I'm reading too much into this, maybe I am, but really let me just hold on, I'm gonna just scroll up real quick. Now you know what, I was gonna say, this is where I was going with this. They put an exclamation point after. They will retain their original signature colors. Like, that's awesome. But now I see, as I scroll up, I had this feeling as I was saying it, is whoever runs this really likes to use exclamation points. Maybe that's what it is. Right here, Sisa goes, only booster pack Attack on Titan Volume 1 and 2 will be reprinted, because someone asked about Trial Deck. And they put an exclamation point there. And then they have one here. Sorry for the inconvenience. We'll look into it and try to get it up by tomorrow! Exclamation point. So I don't know. I can't read into any happiness or anything like that. Like, that's a good thing. So, but what we have here, there will be no differentiation between the actual signatures. And this is the survey I did on my viewers just for the month of March. Investor 4%. Strictly player is 10%. From there, people describe themselves as player collector, player investor, collector, or collector investor. You see, like, what I mean by that is when this all came out, people are like, screw the investors or screw like players or whatever. It was just odd to me. And the reason why I say that is this is a video that I made a long time ago about like demand and who people actually are that collect this stuff or buy this stuff and all that. And I think it's I think when we try to describe ourselves, there's a gray. There's not a black and white, which I think people always seem to throw themselves like when they argue this. You can't be a collector if you're thinking about money, if you're investing. And I'm like to me, that doesn't make sense because that's basically like saying like I collect coins and all this stuff. And even though I don't have any intention of selling it, we all feel good when those things go up in price. Like even if you feel like you're never going to sell it, you feel good about actually going up. In a way, it's an investment. You might not want to sell it, but you potentially could someday. So having that card that you bought or you played with, like having some kind of value is a great thing, I think, because then you can use it one day to sell and buy other things. And that happens all the time. Like if I go on Facebook, people are like, okay, I need to sell this because Hololive is coming up or because this next set's coming up and I want it. Even though I don't want to sell it, at that point, right? When you sell that, aren't you going to be happy that it's worth a certain amount? So even though you're not you might be a player, but at the same time, if they go up in price, it's a happy feeling. Like if you owned it before, then yeah, you're gonna be a little upset by it because it's taking your thing down. Even as a player, like again, you might have played that card, but you may want to sell it one day. I don't get the whole, yeah, screw all those guys. The only side I could see is if you didn't own it, and that's where you're like, oh, as a collector, I'm happy because now I can get them for lower. As a player, I'm happy because I can get it for lower. Don't you think as an investor, you'd be happy because you can get it for lower too? Yes, that's where it is. It depends on where you bought this and what you bought it for. I will tell you, because I don't tell you a lot about what I actually own, but I have only ever bought three booster boxes over $100. And it's been the highest one was like $125. So keep that in mind. Like this does not affect me at all. And even when I do buy things, I make sure I buy it at a low enough cost basis that it doesn't really matter. And that's the whole point about like investing. I wouldn't want to buy a $300 box. That's too much risk. I'd rather just skip it. Like that's what the cost and the risk that goes with it. That's what you need to do investing wise. So I would say just be mindful about what you buy. Sometimes you just gotta let it go, right? There's SPs out there that are worth like tons of money. Do you buy it or you just buy you buy another set with that $1,000 and get a whole case? I'd rather have the whole case than one card. I mean, people will have disagreements on that, like whether you should invest in a single card or a case. Me, I'm going that direction. But anyways, going back to this is my point. Like, I think there's this whole everybody needs to be in like one category thing, or they see it in one category where no, it's not, because as a player or a collector, it really depends on when you got this stuff, I think. So not all players are going to be happy with this. Not all collectors are going to be happy with this, and not all investors are going to be happy with this news. Bushiroad Springfest, this thing is still happening. It's not like it wasn't ever going to happen, but there are more locations being added. Again, make sure to check out the registration schedule for New Jersey. I point out New Jersey because that's the closest to me. Registration period is May 6th through May 20th. So it's not even open yet. The registration link is there. You click it, it won't let you do anything. COVID regulations keeps getting updated. I'm not going to say if I agree or disagree with it. Just know that this thing, it seems like it keeps getting updated because right here, all attendees 5 and up must have full proof of vaccination. And then it also, I didn't remember seeing this, so that's why I said check it out. Attendees age 12 and older must have proof of booster shot vaccination. So now they have a booster shot vaccination update on here as well. So make sure when you go to register and all that to check out that the COVID regulations if you haven't done so. You don't want to leave your team hanging, and you don't want to show up there and not being able to actually get in, depending on how far away you live from this place. That would really stink if you can't play because of that. All right, next up we got Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation release tournament. This is pretty interesting. 64 player tournament. It is online. I remember part of my survey, people were like, I like the online play, so hopefully they keep doing it. Here we are, 64 players. The interesting part here to me is don't miss this opportunity to compete and win Mushoku Tensei products. Here's the part I'm talking about. Those who use a Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation deck and place first will win additional prizes. So that is interesting. I wonder what the prizes are. They're not actually out there yet. The winners will receive prizes, and the first place player will be featured in the upcoming issue of the e-newsletter. Woo! The date is April 23rd, when the gameplay will happen, and I actually don't know what date that is. What is April 23rd? April 23rd is a Saturday. Saturday, yes, Saturday. Okay. So Saturday, registration is right now. You need to go ahead and do that, and you have until April 21st to do so. So make sure if you're going to go out there and do it sooner than later, because it is 64. There is an actual check-in, and you can see here there is a waiting list check-in. So it's 64. Not everybody's going to get in here. All right, and there is a lot of rules. We knew there was actual cheating on the Bushiroad Rumble online. So one of the ones that I saw here was players' hands may not leave the camera's view. I don't remember seeing that. Maybe it's always been there, but now it's black and white. So hopefully no cheating happens this time around. No intentional cheating, anyways. Happens this time around, and it is open for all of these countries right here. So again, check it out. If you can, play with a Mushoku Tensei deck, because you potentially can win extra prizes for placing first. So Bushiroad Global Online Store, I think the only thing, that I really wanted to talk about was they got shirts for all you Weiss Schwarz Meisters out there. So if you click on this, you get shirts. I don't think these are for me, but for you, maybe. The nice part is these shirts are in, I believe they were sizes for Americans, and they actually have the sizing guideline here. We got worldwide. I don't want to say Americans. I guess we will go with worldwide. So you have different sizings here, and as you can see, these are Weiss Schwarz related. We got damage cancels. We have damage cancel shirts, thrown Shioko. We got a lot of Shiokos happening on here. Main thing to note with these things, normally there is like this pre-order deadline, but the one thing you have to note is this item is made to order. The estimated fulfillment time is 1 to 2 weeks. Made to order items will be shipped separately from other items in your order. This item may incur an additional shipping fee if purchased alongside other items. So that's a little sad a bit, but at least these are $30. They're not like 50 or something like that. All right, next is erratas. I know you want to talk about this one. This one is stupid. Like when I see erratas, I'm just like, whatever, man. It doesn't. There was only one thing on the errata list. It is this Just a Child Rudius, and I don't even want to show it. Like this is one of those moments. I know people might like this right here. For me, it wasn't one of my favorite moments. I don't know why it bothered me, but it did. What you're gonna see here, this is the original card. You can see this auto right here. What they're saying is extra words, and that would be the extra word on the errata. See, it says card contains unnecessary text. I was like, what is that? And that's what it is. So this auto doesn't need to be here. It's going to be taken off. It's not something that really is life-changing, so don't worry about this errata. If we get a reprint, it'll be missing from there. Now, for anybody that hasn't been through one of these market updates, this market update is going to be really long. I haven't done one of these in a while, as in like go through these prices, so I'm gonna go through a few of them because we had a lot come out, right? We had new set, we had announcement for the restriction list, and just looking at some of the older sets. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. Again, in the back is going to be the 1 year thank you and all that other stuff. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Mushoku Tensei. First up, I will say with Mushoku Tensei, where am I going with this? I'm going with the SPs. Like what I normally do when I look up a set on TCG Player, the first thing I do is like I just bring it up, mark it high and low, and just I scroll down and just see if anything just sticks out in my mind. And what I see here is trial decks really expensive, booster box really expensive, deck display, it makes sense because we got 40 times 6. roughly there. And then you get like a premium for, I guess, having a sealed box, which makes sense to me. Booster box, $14.99. Let's see. I didn't do this. If this thing is 90 times 18, 1620, okay, that makes sense. I guess you want to sell it at a discount. So fine, yeah. I mean, this part makes sense. What I get overall is it's really expensive. The other thing, what I see here, just by looking at it, is as I thought, there was going to be more product that comes out. I don't know what is going on. Like, I know there was delays. So because I didn't get all my stuff until just this week, right? Like I got all my Mushoku Tensei stuff now. It's here. And other people did, because when you looked at the listing of sellers, like how many of these boxes sealed, whatever, there is definitely more than what there was last week. And as people get it and open it, at this point, like if you bought it at, let's say 60, a little under 60 or mid 60s, it's still probably worth opening as EV goes, right? Like the double rare prices, the SR, the triple rare, the potential for a signature, definitely at that price point worth it, especially if you're going to play with it. I think that's one of those ones where you're going to be okay. And what I want to point out here really is we're going to start out with the sign cards. So sign cards, as we thought, there's always winners and losers with the sign cards. And Sophia, it's definitely going to be the lower end. Rudius, definitely the lower end of any cards, whether it be trial deck, whether it be booster box. Like they're going to be the end. They're going to be least popular. And like I said, you could see like the amount of listings for this going up and up. It's a way to like gauge how many people are keeping these cards and how many are really being opened. That's how I use these things. That's really my trick of what's happening here. And you can see the prices on some of these are definitely coming down. Some are definitely going up. I mean, this double R version, Violent Sundere Young Lady Heiress. Right here, this one's expensive. The double R is really good. And obviously, if someone wants to play this max ready or just own it, that's why this thing is more expensive than what we have going on with the SSP. Well, that's where I'm putting my money on. That's what I'm imagining is happening here. I know Roxy was expensive, but coming down. So you can see it, like all these prices naturally going to come down as people open this thing, because there's going to be a lot open. There's going to be people playing it and collecting it. That's what's happening here. This Roxy as well, definitely, it is not going to be in the 1700s, 1900s, or anything like that. People have had it up for like an entire week at 1900. Then it was like 17, and then someone put it at eventually 1358, and that took like 3 days to sell something. I didn't keep track of how many days, but it was definitely not same day, like disappeared. So 1500, we'll see if that actually sells. Again, I don't really care. Like I think people think I take it personally or something like that. Like I have nothing to sell you, and it affects me in zero ways if I'm right or wrong. It doesn't matter to me. I don't really care one way or the other. I have no care for. I like Roxy. I think Roxy's. I haven't seen season 2. I've watched one episode and I stopped. I was busy with other things going on in my life. And when I look at this, I'm like, yeah, okay, it's a nice looking card, but really, in the end, if I get it, if I don't get it, I got my trial decks over here. Like I got my sealed whatever, and if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. It's gonna be nice if I got it. Obviously, price wise, it's a lot, but I'd rather have a Coco from Hololive, and I'd rather have some Tokyo Revenger as SSPs. I think that's what they have in there, but realistically, I don't care either way. I just my only care is again people getting ripped off on buying cards way too higher than they have because other people pumping the price up. That's where I am. Like, and I say that like thinking about asanas and um, who else do people love? I guess my Sakurajima, like that kind of stuff. It's people putting like this label on there that these are your best cards ever, when not everybody in the world actually thinks that. Like I could love, again, I like Sayo from I like Sayo from Bang Dream, but other people like Lisa's way better, Yukina's way better. We all have different things, and they're not all like crazy high prices. It's really just, in my mind, a love for a certain character and riling people up to buy that. So if you think I'm wrong on that, that's okay. It's just my real opinion on this. I think this is what happened with this card. And I think that's unfortunate because if anybody bought it for some crazy price, yeah, in the long term, whatever, it'll be whatever price it will be. That's how collectibles work, right? That's the natural flow of all collectibles. They all go higher and higher as time goes by. But I don't think this is the right thing to do to have somebody think that this card is worth $1,900 as it was the past couple weeks, and like spamming pictures of this everywhere. I think it's really messed up that people are willing to do that. Okay, so yeah, I think it's almost on parity with the Yuyute 1200, but realistically, when I look at all of these sealed stuff, I wholeheartedly believe that there should be a reprint. 100% there should be. Again, if I was Bushiroad staring at this, so you're gonna tell me that people selling these at $20 now they're $40. These booster boxes at $90 when they're selling them in the 40s or 50s. I think that's right for a reprint, especially with the playability and the fact that it almost feels like they're pushing. I'm not going to say they're trying to intentionally do this, but the fact that they're saying those who play with a Mushoku Tensei deck and place first will get additional prizes. It feels like they're really trying to shove you into like buying some of the stuff if you don't actually own it. And the plus side for what I said about this is more and more people are opening it, more and more people are selling it. Now they actually have the product. And the way you can tell that is the double rares. Like the amount of listings, we got 22 and Roxy at 34. If you go back and look, those were not like that last week. So with the delays, with me getting my product, it was not a surprise to me to see this amount go up because other people got delayed. I know people were like, no, people got all their stuff, and I'm like, no, not really, because we haven't gotten to this point yet, as I thought. And if you are looking to get these cards to play with, make sure to look at the schedule when you're going to be playing with them, when you actually have to use them by, when you need them, and also look at the amount of sellers. That'll give you a perfect gauge on where this is going, like momentum or shifting. If there's more product or not more product. I know it's a lot of effort, but if you really want these cards at like the lowest price possible, you're gonna want to set like a amount that you're willing to pay for them and just watch these actual lists. Said this back then, I wouldn't have bought the normal versions because I would wait for the foil to see what actually happens. I think it's really good that Weiss Schwarz came out with these foil. And again, I'm gonna go back here. Do I have it here? Yeah, I do. So these special PR packs were part of local game stores that were tournament approved, tournament stores. And I believe that you were supposed to be able to, most people were saying that you should have got this when you bought a booster box. And in there, you would have gotten one of the 5 random ones in here. And I think it's for one, Weiss Schwarz, Bushiroad, whoever, I think that was awesome to help out the local tournament stores. Great job. I think that's what was needed. People were asking for support for stores. This is the way you do it. Rudius Grey Rat, this is going to be your big one. The promo card, the non-foil version, was the one you definitely would have wanted because it's playable. You want to do that. Roxy, for whatever reason, was like all the way up. It was insane to me. It was like $15. Oh, $25, 16, 17. I don't know why people are paying that much for it, but they were. Maybe because they just thought it was Roxy and it was going to be really expensive. Who knows? You can see now it's down to $6.90. This is the part where I was saying like the foil versions would have been better. If you're going to buy it, then I guess buy the foil versions. This is 13. This Rudius is 23 instead of this 11 down here. So really good. What's disappointing to me is the fact that if I scroll down here, you have, let's see, what is this? This symbol right here. It is a certified hobby shop. And I am not saying I know what actually happens in any of these hobby shops at all. As in, like, you know, maybe they had extras of these or something like that. I don't know, and I'm not going to speculate. All I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down here and just point out that some of these places that have them for sale are 18, 13, 15, 19. I think it's very not good that stores are actually potentially selling these things for a profit. Remember I started talking about Hololive on one of my videos. I said, if there is an online store selling like a Hololive box for $70, and then you have a physical store selling it for 100 because you get a PR pack with it, I would never buy from that place ever again. That is, to me, truly scummy. Again, I am not saying this about a particular store here because I don't know their situation. I am not going to say that this guy right here or this person over here, whatever store is doing this, but I think it calls into question what is actually happening here. If you have a store that is 70 or roughly like 72, 73, 74 and has a PR pack and you buy from them, I think that's better than buying an online store for $70. I think it's messed up that people are willing to sell these, one, because Bushiroad is actually doing something to help out stores, and if they have to monitor stores that are doing this, it takes away from this actual program itself, and maybe they just stop this program. Something that actually helps local gaming stores actually, you know, competitively compete against online stores that can sell it for less, that don't have a physical location. They totally messed up. Okay, next, triple rares. Your triple rare eras. That was always going to be the big one. It was always a good buy. It's your standby. Right, Demon Eye triple rare as well. That thing there was a couple of them, but now they're disappearing again. So down to 2, 21, 24. Blessing. That was always one that was going to be available, but at the same time pricier just because of the trigger on there as well. And then we have your trial deck triple rares. We got Rudius and Chant Roxy, which, yeah, I mean, it's your trial deck. It's actually surprising to me just because of how many trial decks you would assume have gotten open, that there's only 11 and 9. And then you go in here and you're like, oh, because a decent amount of triple rares were bought. Like, I say decent because if you compare like set to set, you don't have as many of these actually sold for that price, and the amounts, right? Like the amount of sellers plus the amount was sold together, if you add them together, you don't have that many sold at this point, which is pretty much showing how much people want to use these cards in their deck, or show them off, have them in their collection. Same thing with SRs. We knew the big one was going to be Seductive Invitation. Eris, I don't know about this card. I just don't. I said it again. I don't have the words yet in my mind to really say what I want to say about it. But as you can see here, tons of sales on this card. Lowest point was 35. Now we're sitting at $50. 50 with shipping. So it's a pretty pricey card. Next thing I want to do here is take a look at the restriction list. What we got here is Kaguya Love is War. This matched exactly what happened in Japan. So you had to choose between one of these 3 cards. You couldn't play with them all. And I really wanted to see what was going to actually happen with all of the prices for these cards. So here is Kaguya Love is War. When you look at the SPs, not much of a difference. And I wouldn't have imagined that to be so. You were either going to keep these SPs or sell them because you needed to sell it for something else. And really, really nothing happened here. Nothing to see, and it makes sense why. With the double rares, before I show this, what do you think is going to happen with the double rares? You know, in your mind, did they go up? Did they go down? Did the I bestowing courage go up or down? So it's been a little bit of time since we had that restriction list come out, and what we have here then is here. What we got is it went up. It went up. So on March 11th, it was $12.99, and this was for Series Showdown between Geniuses K. Let me close some of these. Holy crap, look how long ago I've been tracking this thing. All right, so weekly change up 30%. You can see like it's up. Supreme Bliss Chica up 3%. So it went from 18.95 up to 19.5, $19.50. Serious Showdown between Geniuses Kaguya, it went up from 1102 to 1298. And you're gonna be wondering like why is that actually happening? And I'm gonna show you. It's because we got some buyers. We got some buyers. This thing isn't done yet. And even though it got restricted, someone is still buying it. So, and you can see it right here. 326, 4 purchases of Chica for 1895, 1799, 1808, 1850. And this is going to seem familiar because we have K here. Look familiar? 326, 4 cards purchased. And we're going to go with Serious Showdown between Geniuses Kaguya. And same idea. So someone was going out and buying playsets of each of these cards. And it's not all of them, but yeah, there is enough. So we have someone interested in this. Maybe they're going to use it for Springfest, because even though it did get hit with a restriction, there was ways to work around that, which I still find funny, because people are like, there are workarounds for it. But I'm like, yeah, there's a workaround, but it's not good. But with Springfest, even though you are in a team, as players would already know, even though you're in a team, you cannot use the same actual series. So you can't have 3 Mushoku Tenseis. That's not happening. You have to actually pick different decks. So maybe this person buying 4 is actually going to be using Kaguya. I think that's interesting to know because, Kaguya potentially is not dead, whoever bought this, or they just wanted it for their collection. Who knows? We're never going to know. But the fact that if I go out here to the double rares, that did not happen across the board. So let me just show you. When I look at double rares, like we have these 4 right here all being bought. If I look at this Chica, there is no entry here for 326. And if I look here at Kaguya, there's only 2. So maybe they had the 2, maybe not. I think that wouldn't make sense to me to say that they had 2 already, since they're missing 444, right? If you opened 2 booster boxes, you would at least had one of these. And that's assuming it's the same person, which I'm going with the assumption that's the same person. Okay, because I'd be still encouraged, not surprisingly, 4 got bought on 326. Maybe it's the same person, maybe not. Maybe I'm super paranoid, but I was still encouraged. It's the same price. There was no change there. Overall, Kaguya went up, and that just proves how many cards there actually aren't really of these. There's 8 listings. There's not too much of this stuff outside of like this one guy that has 23. No, there's a bunch. Full Sprint Kaguya, also promo. I've been watching this for a little bit of time here, and this one went down a little bit, just because it's definitely a card you want to use from the booster box promo, and it was just really expensive when it came out. So what was that, 37? Yikes! But now it's 1955. Good use. Okay, that's all. Not really anything else. I just wanted to see what was happening with it. So it is still playable, still usable. And for Springfest, because of that rule about not being able to use the same deck, could explain why these are holding on a little bit. With DataLive, though, DataLive's a different story because there is so much supply of it because of the actual reprint, right? We got 2nd edition, even though there was no way to tell the difference. We have a 2nd edition booster box here, and with the 2nd edition, there was a ton of cards. We saw that hurt Terrible Spirit Kurumi, definitely. It was in the 2000s, as I mentioned before. Now we're down to $652. That's pretty sucky. And again, players bought that. So having the reprint didn't help them. That really hurt them overall. And SPs not really have done anything since the announcement of restriction lists. Makes sense. Like, to me, I don't see any difference. When it comes to actual double rares, there was a hit to it because with the restriction list, let me find that. Nope, that's my dog. That's my dog. I did not mean to put that there. Oh, he's licking me. I did not. What happened to my picture? What happened to my restrictions list? Here it is. English restriction. Oh, I missed that guy. Oh man, his name was Mocha. Good boy. I love that. Love that dog. With Data Live, you are limited to 2 copies of Terrible Spirit Karumi, and then also you were restricted to one of these 3 cards. And these cards, if I zoom in here, I know it's Valeri, but you can see this is a rare and uncommon. So these weren't double rares that got hit. So the only one that took a hit was Karumi here, and that was our double rare. And when I go back to here, there was definitely an increase of the supply. Like, I think this was in the teens, now we're at 26. So we're down to $14 on this one. I use 14 because even though that there is a moderately played and lightly played, I try to use the near mint version because moderately played, I've always said, like, if there's been times where moderately played and light played match the near mint, and I'm like, you might as well buy the near mint. So I try to use near mints when I look at these pricings. Okay, so that's why you will see on this thing we have $13.99. Was that? Yeah, $13.99 is the number that I actually use. So it went down a little bit. Supply definitely went up on it because you don't need 4 anymore. You just need 2. So you might as well try to sell it. And when I look at this, let's see how many I've sold in a while. Not much. Not much have sold. And the sad part was it was actually selling fairly well, right? Like, you could see all through February, all through January, there was some decent amount of sales. But since the restriction thing came out, not so much. So it definitely hurt the sales on this. And there you are. See, that's I don't try to beat this down, but this is the point I'm making. Players definitely are hurt by certain aspects, different changes. Like, if you're a player, you weren't even like investing in this. If you had terrible Spirit Kurumis you bought for $20, $30 before the reprint and all that stuff, now that they reprinted it, hit you with a restriction list, now your card is down to 14. That sucks. Who wants to have their card go down in price? Not anybody. Investor, collector, player. You want to have that ability to sell it back at a fair price. Oh, there we go. That's that's me saying that. So looking at all of the cards, Terrible Spirit Kurumi, definitely not what it should be, and the rest of them just basically did all the same stuff, right? Like, you can see overall -6 from the time of restriction list till now. So not really much has changed. If anything, some of them actually went up in price. But overall, Terrible Spirit Kurumi is the one that actually hurt the most. Next is Red Egg Girlfriend, because I saw this come up on my tab. So let me close some of these. Boy, oh boy. Felt like I haven't done this in a while. I got so much to talk about. Red Egg Girlfriend. So Red Egg Girlfriend. What can I say about this one? This one is doing exactly what I said it would in the Buy or Invest video. Basically, you were in it for the girls. You were in it for the sign cards. Outside of that, the set is not very good. It's not highly playable. You can see, even with these sign cards, there's so much supply of it. They keep going and going down in price just because people are trying to get rid of it. People opened a ton of this trying to get Chizuru, which, again, if you got it, great for you, but at the same time, the rest of it weren't as great. Like, the other SSPs weren't all that great, and the SPs are definitely going down in price. So nothing huge with the trial deck. Where are we at on that one? 350 light played, $3.99 for a new one. I know they were selling for $4.50. I definitely said to watch out for that because there are people that had multiple copies of that actual card, and that's not what you want to see. Like, if I saw someone with multiple versions of a card at a starting price, I definitely would think it would be dropping in price, and that's what it actually did. With double rares, the set is not very good, and that was the main caution with this one. You can open it, hope you get the SPs and all that stuff, but you're going to be left with double rares, and yeah, you'll get triple rares and stuff like that, but still. So the double rare pricing is awful. Double rare average $2.06. If you actually want a set to play with and you like these characters or this anime, I guess this is a good place to start because you can't really get much cheaper than this. Double rare playset to get 4 of each of these cards. I had to make sure this formula is right just so you could see what I did. I used all them cards, so I didn't miss a sell or anything. That is all there. Double rare place at $82.44 if you want each copy of that. Place at price $168 for something without a playset without a trial deck. With a trial deck, $193.36. So when you see people selling this for $150, that's not too far off the mark. I think it's definitely not unreasonable to hear $150 at this point, because they want to sell it and that's how they can get rid of it. Dang, this is a rent a girlfriend, pretty brutal. So it's always important just to watch out for certain sets that don't offer anything outside of like sign cards or triple rares or anything like that. But even then, I went and looked at the triple rares because out of curiosity, and let's just see here. The most expensive triple rare is Sumi, $9. Or I guess you could say this one right here, $9.74. But there's not a whole lot else going on for this set. Actually, we got this increased heart rate, 1035. But even then, right, like you have 34 listings for that. So there's no way that's 1035. Like really, that should be, where would you do it? If I had to undercut this sucker, holy crap, look at everybody at 1035, 1037. You can tell there's a lot of that going on because they all tried to match each other and then drop it down. I mean, you're probably looking in the eights for that thing, for it to actually sell. It's not many people want this. Let's just go with that. Morfonica. Let's talk about something that people don't want. We got this Morfonica, and I don't say this in a jokingly way. I actually love Morfonica, so this actually breaks my heart and raises Suilen. Like it breaks my heart. Look at this extra booster price, $23.95. Really, really low. Because you could have got these things for like 30. I know people are selling them for 35, $38. So when I hear people again say every extra booster does really well, don't listen to that, because obviously you could see here $23.95 is not where you want to be. You definitely are under if you bought it for 30 or something like that. Trial decks $10.98. Let's see if they're shipping. Nope, $10.98. That's pretty low. Like that was like 7 Deadly Sins pricing for a trial deck. Even the actual display itself is $93. And this is the point why people don't offer, not everybody sells Bang Dream. Because Bang Dream I love Bang Dream. Anybody that's watched this knows I love Bang Dream. And I am definitely I bought this set and knowing what would actually happen because I love Bang Dream. But what you're going to see is Bang Dream is not doing fairly well. Look at the SPs. If I scroll down here, on TCG Player anyways, look what all of these have not sold outside of Tsukushi. Only one that sold on TCG Player. Again, go to those Facebook communities. There were some that actually sold there, but outside of there, no, there's nothing. And these are ones with actual signatures. Like you got the signatures on these. Okay, so really, really bad. And I mentioned this because there is a product coming up for Bang Dream, like I talked about earlier, and it's not very good. It's not going to be very good. Just be very, very careful buying it. Know what you're getting into when you get in that set. I'll talk about it in just a few moments. So here is the double rares. I did it by alphabetical order so that you can see, because Extra Boosters, as we know, has foil and non-foil versions of the same exact card. And what I try to do here is take a look to see if there's any sales, I would say. Because really, would you rather have the foil version or non-foil version? So then, right, like I look at here, Mashiro, okay, foil is more expensive. We got Nanami, foil more expensive. You get it. So I go down the line and be like, if I wanted one of these, and then I get to layer. We get the layer, 175 for her normal double rare, where the parallel version is 125 with shipping. So if I click in this other one, you have to compare shipping too. Nuts. It changed it back. Okay, so layer 175, and there's shipping on here. So you could see that in all actuality, this layer is a good pickup if you wanted the set and if you wanted foil. To me, I would think you'd want foil. So this right here is on sale. What I consider to be on sale. Everything else doesn't have like that difference there, like as this one. And with Morfonica, there was a trial deck here. Your big one was this Tsukushi. That's the one you would have wanted to pick up. And it started out pretty decently, right? It was in the $4, $5. But as time went along and people weren't buying any of this, or people already got it naturally, they need to go to the secondary market. That's what happened here. It totally broke down. The prices broke down, and now we're at 150, 159. But yeah, whoever got this at 47 cents, I remember, what was it? There was somebody that bought like a case worth of this card, if I believe, and then it got taken down. Like the sale actually got reversed. So it was nuts. We have also Poppin' Party Roselia. We have Poppin' Party and Roselia boxes on this one, 22.44. Insane, right? 22.44, which is actually lower than the Morfonica one, even though this one has the bigger of the actual cards, I would say. Like you have the bigger, which would be the SPs, and as you can see with the SPs, Yukina is your big one. She's gonna be the big one and always will be the big one from Bang Dream sets over and over and over again. And as you're gonna see, there's not a whole lot of buying. And what we have with Roselia is same kind of idea. There was more sales across the board. And the funny part is, I'm gonna just show you the special rares. Signatures, the only one that hasn't sold is your Arisa, but all the other ones keep dropping, like Sio's down to 90, and I figured it would. So I just didn't, I haven't gone out to the secondary market and bought any yet, but I definitely do want some of these. I'm surprised Akko actually held on the 150 with how many are out there. I do have an Akko, my niece pulled it, so it was really cool, but I definitely want this Arisa. And you'll notice too, one other thing, don't think that it doesn't sell. There was more listings out here than just 5. I think it was like 8 or 9 at some point. So there are definitely cards that are disappearing. You're just not seeing it all happen on TCG Player. And the funny part is, what I was showing is I have the OFR. This OFR Arisa, where is she? My lady, here she is. OFR Arisa 4450. And I'm not talking about any sort of playability or anything like that. 4450, I'm just talking it's a pure like foil collector kind of look. 4450 on Arisa OFR, no signature or anything, just the text box. And then we have a signature one that's 49.99 that actually isn't sold. Pretty crazy. I'm not saying these are worth buying. I'm just saying it's funny because I know people are saying with that Mushoku Eris, the whole SP is actually more expensive than the SSP. So you'll see these kind of things happen, and you can figure out what you want to do from there. Double rares, not really that expensive. The big one was going to be Yukina. She was in the 30s at some point. You could see the amount of supply, 24 on this foil one, 21 for the normal one. Because when you think about it, if you open a box and it's $20, $25, to pull this Yukina is pretty huge price-wise to get your money back. It was one of those ones, again, where if you got her, great news for you. That was definitely pull of the box outside of any SP. Oh. That would be your Bang Dream update. And then remember, we have this premium booster box. I did have that buyer invest video. I go over it. This does not have signatures at all in them. And with no signatures in them, it's going to look like this. It's going to look like this, okay? I will say, I've talked about it before, like the English and Japanese versions of sites, it's like there is definitely a bit more information that you get on the Japanese side versus the English side. Because if I scroll down here, you don't get any of them pictures. And I know they haven't done like a reveal of all the cards yet, but you could see where this one has very, very nice amount of descriptions and pictures in here. So this is what these are going to look like. Remember, these combine together. I think that's awesome. I love when cards actually do that when they go together. I mean, look at that Roselia one. So pretty cool. It's going to be a cool set. Definitely for collectors. If you're trying to speculate on it, I would suggest you don't do that. Unless, just know what you're getting into. Watch the buyer invest video. All right, and out there in Japan, they have the 5th anniversary Bang Dream Girl Band Party out there, and they are fairly expensive. This set is going to be I think people definitely describe it as you definitely have to hit the correct SSP or you're screwed when it comes to actual value. In the box, you want obviously the Yukina, which is here. Where we got, they have it Yuyute 2 in stock. 29.80 is the price for it. So Yukina is the one you want. The rest of them do fairly okay. I mean, here's one that's 198, 698. So that's why you got to hit a certain one. The SPs are in there, but they're not all that expensive. As you can see here, 24.80, 49.80. So you definitely want to hit. I'm trying to find Yukina. Where is my Yukina? There she is. 79.80. Even Yukina's at 79.80, and there's two available. Okay, so there are certain cards you want from this. So Fang Dream, 5th anniversary. I play the app. It's awesome because I definitely get to see some of the art that I pulled of the certain characters in it, especially that lock with a gun, and that one too. I have this one. I think it's really cool to actually play the game, but then also have the card of it. It'll be nice, especially like D4DJ, the Groovy Mix. That'll be nice. And what else? Last thing I got here is we got Kobayashi's Maid Dragon, and out on Weiss Schwarz Japan. If you go out to their site, we got the side Tramieri. Like I watched this anime, it was good. For me, it's definitely not for everybody. It's definitely a 6 out of 10. It's not anime of the year by far, and I know they have a game, so some of this comes from the game, I guess, because I can't play the game, but I'm assuming that's where it comes from, where it's described as. I don't know some of these characters. But Kobayashi's Maid Dragon down here under the card of the day. I just want to show these because some people are definitely going to be into the set. I've showed this before, but there are some card art that really stands out to some people. There is a trial deck. There is a booster box. And let me just scroll a little slower. Look at this. It is a fun anime. I definitely like the anime. I went back and rewatched it because I gave up when I first watched it, and then I went back and watched it. So April 8th, this is when it's coming out. I know people are selling it. Some places have definitely sold out of it. Would I buy this? No. I'm not going to buy this personally. I'm going to hope for it in English. I don't know if it's actually going to come out for English. It's one of those ones where it's like, if it comes out for English, great. If it doesn't come out in English, then you know what? I got all that other stuff that's coming out. Like, there's so much stuff coming out. Like, if this doesn't come out for English, whatever, I save my money then. And that'll be okay. I think it has a shot of coming out. I'm not going to say it's like one of the better ones. Like, if you told me, do I think Quince is coming out? Quince 2, Quince movie? Yeah, that's easy for me. Like, when I think about this one, I would think they'd come out for English, but this is one of those ones where I'm like, maybe they don't. And at the same time, am I going to be heartbroken over it? Probably not. But just keep in mind, this is out there if you are into actually buying Japanese stuff and other products. I know people were excited for Idolmaster. That was announced. And Saikano. I like Saikano. That was a good watch. Last thing then, I guess we're at that point. So this is it. This is it for this video as for the market update. So if you're all leaving me now, I'll just say my goodbye right now. So as always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside of your budget. Have a good one. For the rest of us, thinking about this is my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. And it's definitely been a heck of a go. I know, I mean, people that have been watching me all this time, like what happened, and I don't want to rehash that. You may hear me repeat a lot of stuff I said before, and that's just how I am. But 1-year anniversary, again, it was an incredible time. I really do appreciate all the support that you've all given me. I'd say your names, but I don't want to hurt someone's feelings that I don't say anyone's name. So there are people that always comment. There's people that always help me out when I get something wrong or add extra info when I don't have all the information, like something and I don't. So those people, the people that have joined me on any of these actual videos that I do. I appreciate all of you. Anyone that's bought from TCG Player, donated to me, done anything like that. Anybody that's written me an email, had nice comments. You know, again, I appreciate all of you. It's been one heck of a ride. Like I've definitely enjoyed this. I definitely miss talking to people in terms of like, you know, with Twitch or just lives or anything like that. And having someone that I talk anime with and card games and all this other stuff that we talk about all the time, the nonsense, it's fun. And hopefully I get to meet some of you one day. That would be really cool. I definitely want to do that. So hopefully if one day they bring over some of the Bang Dream people, I will be there and I'll see some of you all. Maybe one day at a Spring Fest or a Fall Fest or a can't really see each other in a bro. I just made up Fall Fest. I don't know what they call it. Summer Fest, Winter Fest, any fest. I think it'd be cool to see all of you. So one day. That's why I would thought it'd be fun if I actually handed out PR cards at the Spring Fest. That'd be hilarious for me to do that. I mean, there's other people that are there, Card Fight Vanguard people, but I would enjoy that. I think that'd be fun. Overall, heck of a ride. We're in it for the long haul, apparently, because more and more people keep coming in. Like, it proves with Hololive, with Ruby, with Tokyo Revengers coming up. There's going to be more and more people that come in, and more people that need to hear some of this stuff. Because I don't think I will ever stop getting the same questions over and over again from people. But I'm good with that. Like, if that helps someone out, if that stops them from buying something they shouldn't buy or getting ripped off, I am more than happy to do that. So as always, feel free if you need anything to reach out, comment, send an email. I am here for you. I appreciate you. And that is all I want to say, I think if you've watched enough of these videos, you know exactly what I'm thinking. And I really appreciate the fact that you all subscribe and even just watch. So it's kind of funny because I don't know if you all know this. I remember like there's like this big YouTuber that I watch and he was like, man, all you watch and it's like 60% actually subscribe. So it actually does require a little bit of effort to subscribe. It's funny in that way. I always think about that. I'm like, it's funny in a way because mine is like 50s, which is roughly about right, you know, compared to that other guy. And I'm like, man, so the fact that you take the time to actually push a button and to reach out, talk to me or anything like that, really appreciate you. Actually, I'm going to do this now. So if you've made it to this point, you know that I am affiliated with TCG Player. And I think it's roughly mid-month is when I get my thing. So this month again, what happens is I have a link in TCG Player. If anybody hasn't heard about this, I have a link for TCG Player in my description. If you click that link, it takes you out to TCG Player. If you buy anything, I get a certain % back. What I do with that money is I don't use any of it. I give it all back to you in the form of a giveaway. I did one earlier this month because I forgot to look for the past month. So this month, for the month of March, I got 15, so we're going to do a $15 gift card. So you know, you click the link, you go buy something, the money comes to me like 2 months later. It's something like that. It's like a month and a half or something, just to verify that you don't refund back. And I give it all back. I don't really care. Like it's meant for you. Like when I signed up for TCG Player, because I talk about TCG Player, it was not about me making any money. It was really about giving it back to you all, just so I can do some kind of giveaway. That's why I said if I hit 1,000 subscribers one day, I'm going to take some of the money that I get from YouTube ads or whatever, and then use it to boost more of the giveaways. That's all I'm really going to do with it. I'm going to use it to open stuff, but at the same time, give some of it back. I don't know how much yet. We'll see if I ever hit 1,000. Like that's far away, far away, but that's my whole plans with it. What I want you to do here this time around, I'm going to put the link in the description. It's not really a survey. There's a reason why I do this. So what I need you to do, if you have any comments, feel free to leave them. I just left that there in case you had something to say. I need your YouTube username. This will be used to confirm your identity, obviously. Your favorite number, used to confirm your identity, just because you never know, someone might try to take this. It's $15. I don't know why you'd go through the effort, but just in case, since this is TCG player, it's only USA eligible. I'm just going to write this here to make sure that you are USA. I apologize, but it's TCG player. That's where people are buying this stuff from, so giving that back. One last step. I want you, this time around, this isn't a question or anything, but on this video, if you fill out the survey and want to be entered in, you need to do this step. You need to write happy, lucky, smile, yay. So if anybody knows what that is hello, happy world from Bang Dream. The reason why I want you to do that is because if you should win, then I can just write back to you and say, you won, you got 1 week to send me an email that this is you, and to confirm your identity with your username and your favorite number. That's what I need you to do. So I'm going to write back in the comments like to that. And then that way, people don't really know what you're doing. It's not like, yeah, I entered the giveaway or something like that. I honestly don't want anybody to just come to my video and just do that to enter a giveaway. It's really, I want you to be watching. Okay, so I want you to write that in there. It's nothing that weird, I guess, because we talked about Bang Dream and shouldn't like throw anybody off. Okay, so last part here is the videos. So what I was intending on doing for this first anniversary, and all of it fell through, all of it. So I was meeting with my ex-boss, who is seriously one of my closest friends that I have out there in this world. I mean, she really wanted to do something for it, and we were meeting with somebody else as well. So 3 people at this lunch. The other lady picked the place. So we were out there and they were blaring like the radio. So since I already got hit with a copyright strike for my D4 DJ video, I didn't want to chance having that background playing. So I had to remove the audio, but basically the whole idea was I was going to take the ReZero Frozen Bond extra booster and open that with her, and we would do shots like as a box battle. Like whoever had the worst card would take the shot, and we wouldn't go overboard or anything like that. Max you would do is 3. We already would have eaten lunch and all that. So again, responsible drinking, don't drink and drive and all that stuff, and definitely not on an empty stomach or anything. So, but max you would have been 3. And at the same time, like we were going to do that right at the actual restaurant, but because of the music, because of how busy it was there, I couldn't actually do that. I can't really just mute the entire thing, right? Like I can't just delete the audio of like an entire extra booster opening. That would not work, and I didn't want to do it a voiceover for that long, so I'm not going to do that. So all we did was we did a cheers. We did a we took a shot. Apparently, I didn't know how to drink the thing because it's not even just you say cheers and drink it. It was like cheers. She said you're supposed to smash it on the table and then drink it. So that's where it is. That's that video right there.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You have to bang on the ground. There you go. Three bitches. It's good.
So it was nice that I got to see her. It's been a bit of time. I haven't seen her since Christmas with this whole pandemic thing going on, and now we're work from home. I'd see her like 3 times a week, which is really cool. But now we're down to whenever we can. So nice to see her. Next, what we have is my niece. My niece, what we were going to do was a box battle. I was going to use Beaufry. I haven't ever pulled a sign from the boxes I opened from Beaufry. And I have, again, I buy boxes and I leave them there to slowly open throughout the years is how I see it. So I haven't touched Beaufry since I opened it with my sister, and we didn't get a sign card. So out there somewhere is a sign card in one of my many boxes that I have stored. And I figure this is a good time to do it just to talk about it. Beaufry is expensive, really expensive at this point. Like if you look at the sealed booster box of it, and this isn't bragging or anything, it just proves how Beaufry was just insane price-wise. $185. $195 with shipping. $195 for this thing. And someone just bought 2, 323 and 324. So it's out there in the world, there's not very many of them for sale on TCG Player anyways. There's got to be other people that have a case of it, you would think. Is there a case on sale? No. No. Trial decks are 41? That's nuts. That's nuts. I have a bunch of trial decks too. You know, these displays. I have a bunch of these. Because I love Beaufree. Beaufree is great. I just couldn't imagine that it would do badly. And it didn't. It proved me right. But Beaufree out there, what we were gonna do, box battle again at the end, loser. Should we whoever loses takes a pie to the face of their choice. I was gonna have it where we went to the store, you get your pie, cake, or whatever of your choice, you get to eat it if you win. The other loser gets smashed in the face with their pie or cake of choice. If we tied, even though Nice is going to say that we should not hit each other with it, I think we both get hit in the face with it. So one day, I hopefully can make that happen. Other niece was really excited at the thought that we were going to smash a pie in a face. She really wanted to see that, but it didn't happen. Maybe next time around. So with that, I'm going to show you niece's story at the end of this thing here, but I'm going to end here. I'll pop that video on and video will end. So I appreciate all of you. Seriously, it's been fun. Hopefully looking forward to another year. Hopefully we get to 1,000 and we can do a lot more things coming up. So again, appreciate all of you. You're the best. I think it's definitely a fun little group of people that we have here. I definitely appreciate you all. Just looking at the one thing I am really proud about, if people don't know this, is we have a mix of people, people that thought that they weren't into this in this way. Like you had people that were, I guess you may have considered themselves players that started realizing they were player collectors or player collector investors that came along for the ride, that watched this because it's interesting that, you know, their cards have some kind of value and where the value actually is. You know, it's not these videos aren't just for players. They're not just for investors, not for collectors. And when I did this video, I remember I was like, you know, the coolest part is this thought that like my videos really target like investor type of people. That's where like a lot of people thinking about me was it's all for the investors and all I think about money or anything like that. And I think with this pie chart here of people describing themselves, I think that hopefully proves that whole idea wrong, because that's not what we have here. What we have here is just gray area of people, and you know, I like it. I like it. I like all of you, and you're in it for different reasons, and we respect that here. So with that, as always, have fun, be happy, and don't spend anything outside of your budget. Have a good one.
So today is my 1-year anniversary on YouTube, and we were going to actually do a box opening. We were gonna do it, and like I was gonna smash her in the face with a pie, or the other way around.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not.
Vice versa. It could have been a tie, which would have been cool. It'll be like a double face pie
or
thing.
none. You could have had none.
It could have been none, but we got
not
this.
That exciting.
And then we went bowling. But anyways, I won bowling, first game.
Yeah, I would have won the second one against everyone else, but then someone else joined.
Some guy joined
Not fair,
and whooped our
first of
butt.
all.
Yeah, he was.
But I did like a double strike, and I'm just saying that was I kind of went off there. But
You're lighting it up.
I was just a little bit.
Okay, but you still lost.
Hey, damn! Oh my God, jeez.
You still lost. At your best, you still lost.
Hey, I still beat you, so.
I still beat you on the first game.
And I beat you on the second.
Yeah, but you lost. I got first place in the first game. What did you get?
I don't know.
Yeah,
second?
exactly.
I got
you
second.
lost.
I still broke 100, so let's not get all ahead of ourselves.
All right. So why are we not doing a video today, and why we're doing
Long
this?
story short, I hit a treat today, and so I was like, you know what? I don't really feel up to that right now, so we didn't do that.
Do you know trees move? They materialize
I'm
out
just
of
saying
nowhere.
I dead ass. That tree did come out of nowhere, and the only reason I hit this tree is because some man ran me off the road, and so I had to back up. And like, next thing you know, I'm hitting a tree, and the man is driving off, and I was like, well, I'm gonna continue to what I was doing.
He left you. He yelled at you.
Yelled at me. Let me hit a tree, and then ran away. So
No.
thank you, Mr. Man. Much appreciated. Can't wait to fix my car now.
It's not that bad. It is hilarious because every time you tell people you hit a tree,
they always think the worst. But it really isn't that bad. My mirror kind of got collapsed in. We popped it back out, and she's a little dented and scratched. But
I couldn't even tell it was messed up.
for hitting a tree,
I did
pretty good.
I expected to see like this giant tree shape into your vehicle.
Because I'm not a bad driver. That was just unlucky.
That's what they say.
Yeah. Who hasn't hit a tree? Come on, let's
Girl.
be real. Let's be real. Who hasn't hit a tree? This is my first time hitting a tree, so.
Girl, SUV.
I don't have an SUV.
It looks like it.
I got a crossover. Thank you.
Isn't that an SUV?
I don't know. I'm lying to you. I don't know anything about
It's higher
cars.
up than a car.
I don't know anything about cars. I got a crossover.
So one day we're going to do that opening. We were going. I was going to do a Beaufree box.
Okay.
Yeah, that thing is $185 now. That box. That's not even a joke.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was special.
Who even has that kind of money? I'm lying.
What? Are you saying you're rich?
Yep, that's exactly what I'm saying. Verbatim, you heard it here first.
Well, you just said, like, who has that kind of money? And then you said, just kidding. Like, that implies you have that money.
I have $180, yes.
Yes.
I do have that kind of money.
It's $185.
I do have $180. Okay.
It's $185.
That's kind of breaking the bank now.
You crossed the line. Or it was going to be ReZero Frozen Bond. That tiny little box that you open for Morfonica and all that.
Mm-hmm.
That box is now $100 for ReZero. So I bought it under $30. Now it's $100. It's nuts. People love Amelia.
Amelia. Who's Amelia?
See, so she don't love Amelia. It's all right. It's
Who's
okay.
Amelia? What is it?
Ram.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
Yeah.
I didn't like the first episode, so I dropped it.
Oh my God, what are you saying?
I'm saying some controversial things today. I hit my tree and I have no regrets.
So
I couldn't get through the first episode of ReZero.
You just wanted to see if you could beat the tree with your
No,
crossover.
I didn't know what was happening till I heard and I was like, I'm gonna stop my car.
I taught her how to drive, just so you know.
And I did good.
For a while.
Yeah,
it happens.
I was gonna say, I haven't driven for how long?
Things just jump out at you sometimes.
Also, people run you off the road, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yell at you.
I'm telling you, I don't have a good track record with men in trucks. That's just it. It's just a sad time.
Wait, there's more stories?
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Men in trucks have this one actually ran me off the road, but the amount of times they've tried to run me off the road, too many. And then one of them, I had to miss my exit because he cut me off, flipped me off, and I had to like drive 10 minutes. I was at an appointment for like my car, and so I had to drive further out and then come back around, and I was so mad. But yeah, besides the point, don't have a good track record with that. And so this one's just the icing on the cake. This is the worst one I've had.
So, happy 1 year anniversary.
Happy 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, it's great. And one day we'll get to do that box and everything will be grand.
Yep, we'll try it.
Okay. All right, well, see you later. Mrs. B, do you have anything to say about 1 year of YouTube? Me doing videos and ignoring you for a while?
Life is good.
Life is good. There you go.
Good. That had nothing to do with anything.
I don't know. I'm literally just watching Minecraft right now.
Okay. Yeah, she's doing this video and at the same time watching Minecraft, multitasking.
Talented. What can I say?
Okay. All right. See ya.
See ya.